As web developers, we all know that image sliders are common across several websites. But not all designs we see every day. So in today's episode, we're going to pick a random design and we're going to build it from scratch. All we need for this project to be done is HTML and CSS, and of course, our VS Code.
Oh shit, here we go again.
First, let's start by showing you a review of how this page is going to look like. I structured the skeleton of this page using HTML. I got this as the output. Then I move on to add flesh to it using CSS. Then I had this. And for the final result, this is what I'm having. Watch till the end of this video because I'm about to spill everything out. And if you want the source code to this project, the link is in my description box or check my bio. If you're ready to level up your skills, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Now in the code editor, we have linked the HTML file to the CSS and we have a title called image slider. Within the body tag, the first thing we're going to do is to insert a div with a class name of container, which this div is going to be the whole body of the page. Within it, we're going to insert a div with a class name of slider, which is going to contain our input, images, and navigation buttons. First, we're going to insert an input with type of radio, and we're going to give this input to have an ID of radio 1. We're going to copy it and we're going to paste it 5 times. We're going to change the second one to radio 2, radio 3, and that's how we're going to update all the input. Below it, we're going to create a div with a class name of slider, which is going to hold our image. So each slider is going to contain one single image in it. We're going to copy it and we're going to paste it 5 times. We're going to head back to the second image and change it to image 2. So as the third image to image 3, and the fourth image also to become image 4. Now we need one more image, so we're going to change it to add one more image to be image 6. Below it, we're going to create a div with a class name of navigation, which we're going to insert a label inside. We're going to copy the label and we're going to paste it 5 times. Now in our input, we're going to add one more input to be radio 6, meaning we have 6 inputs, 6 images, and we're going to add one more label to be 6 labels. Each input has an ID, so we're going to head back to our navigation and connect it with our label. So that's how we're going to give the first one to be radio 1, the second one to be radio 2, so as the third one to be radio 3. Now in our browser, this is the output we're having. As you can see, our radio buttons and our images are all showing. But we need to add flesh to this our page. So the first thing we do is to head to our CSS and give it a universal styling. First, we're going to start by giving it a margin of 0 and a padding to be 0. For the box sizing, we're going to make it to be border box. Now the first thing we do is to target the container in our HTML. We need to start by giving it a weight of 900 pixels and a height of 450 pixels. We are making it to have a margin of 30 pixels space from the top and bottom, and from the left and right it should be auto, meaning it's going to adjust itself. For the box shadow, we're going to make it to be 00 to 20 pixel blurred, and we're going to insert a dark color. For the border radius of this container, we want it to be curved, so we're going to give it to be 10 pixels. And anything that overflows outside the container, we want it to be hidden. For the position, we're going to give it to be position relative because we're going to adjust some things based on position absolute. Now from our browser, this is actually what we're having. Now we head to our HTML and target the slider, which is holding our 6 inputs, 6 images, and 6 labels. First, we start by targeting the container, then we specified on the slider we want its style, which we give it a weight to be 500% and a height to be 100% of the container. Now we make the items in the slider to be display flex. From our browser here, now our images are display flex. Now we need to target this our input here. From our HTML here, as you can see, we're going to target now our slide, which contains our image. So we target the slider and target the slide. The first thing we need for the slide, we're going to give it a weight. For the weight, we're going to make it to consume 20%. And we need it to have a height of 100%. Because we want the images to move smoothly, we're going to give it a transition of 0.5 seconds. Now, from our HTML here, we're going to target our input. We're going to make it to be display none. So we target the slider and target the input. The first thing we give to it, we're going to make it to be display none. Are you tired of your clunky, outdated keyboard? Do you want to elevate your typing experience? Well, look no further, because today I bring to you a Keychron K8 Pro. It's their first ever wireless mechanical keyboard that boasts premium aluminium frame. It has wireless connectivity that connects up to 3 different devices via Bluetooth 5.1 for seamless switching between devices, either your computer, your phone, or your tablet. The battery life is something else. It has a long battery life that provides up to 300 hours of usage with the backlight off, ensuring extended use without frequent charging. If you're interested in checking out more information about this product, the link is in the description of this video, or check my bio, you find the link there. And please take note, this is not a sponsored video, but an affiliate. So when you purchase something actually out of this product, I get a commission out of it, which is also a way of supporting my channel. So please, if you're interested in checking out more about this product, the link is in the description of this video, or check my bio. So with that, now let's head back to our video. Now from our HTML here, we're going to target our div with a class name of navigation, which contains our labels. So we head back to our CSS and target the slider and give it a dot navigation. The first thing we need for it is to position it. So we're going to give it a position of absolute. For the left, we're going to make it to be 33%. For the bottom, we're going to make it to be 10 pixel space from the bottom. We need it to have a padding. So we're going to say 10 pixel space from the top and bottom and 25 pixel space from the left and right. We need all the items to be display flexed, and we need a gap between them, which we're going to make it to be 1 rem. For the Z index, we're going to make it to be 99, so it's going to be above everything. Now we need to target the label itself, which we're going to give it a size. The first thing we do is to give it a weight. For the weight, we're going to make sure it's having a 40 pixel space, and for the height, it's going to be 13 pixel. For the background, we're going to make it to be transparent. And for the border, we're going to make it to be 3 pixels solid white. And we want, when you take cursor, we want the pointer to appear. We're going to add an hover effect on it, so we're going to give it a transition of 0.3 seconds. Now from our browser, this is actually what we're having here. So now we head back to our CSS. Now we're going to target the image itself. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to give it a weight, which we want it to be 900 pixels, meaning it's the same weight as the container. And the height is going to be 100%. We're going to make the images to be display block. Now from our browser, this is what we're having here. So now we're going to head back to our CSS and make some corrections again. From our container, for the height we have 450, but we didn't insert the pixel. Now when we do that, our correction is done. As you can see from the browser, this is actually what we're having here. Now we're going to add hover effect on this our labels. So we're going to copy this and we're going to paste it. So when you hover, we want some background color to be white. Now when you hover, this is actually what we're having. Now from the HTML here, each input has an ID of radio 1, radio 2, radio 3 to radio 6. We head back to the CSS and give it a radio 1. Now we want the first input to be checked. And we were going to add additional class name to the first image, which we added S1. We're going to target the first radio, which we're going to give it a checked. That means when we check on it, we want the first image, which is S1, to move 0% left. We're going to copy it and we're going to paste it below. We're going to change it to radio 2, and we're going to make the margin left to be minus 20%. Now if we make it to be minus 20%, from our browser, this is actually what we're having here. When you click on the second one, it's going to move to the second image. Now we're going to head back to our CSS here, and we're going to add the transition to be 0.8 seconds for the slide. The slide is the one holding our images actually. So we're going to copy it and we're going to paste it below, and we're going to change it to radio 3, increase the margin left to be minus 40%. We paste it again, change it to radio 4 and increase the margin left, which is minus 60. We paste it again, change it to radio 5, margin left to be minus 80%. Just like this, we paste it again, we change it to radio 6, which is the last image, and margin left to be minus 100%. Now, from the browser here, when we are finished doing that, if you click on the first one, you click on the second one, now this is how the images will be moving smoothly. This is how they are moving. That's how you're going to be navigating between each images. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you have gained something out of it, please give us a thumbs up, like the video, and if you want to join us in exploring the world of web development, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to get the source code to this our project that we just worked on, I've put a link in the description box which will take you to my Patreon. The link is there. You'll find the code to our past projects and this project that we just worked on, and the future project that will come in the nearest future. I will also put the code there. So just check on the link. Thank you very much for your time. See you in my next video.